Hello YouTube, it's your boy Tommy T here, and I'm just a little. I'm not try not to cuss too much. I'll just cuss a little bit. I'm trying not to cuss, but I'm just a little pissed off at my software recording stuff, and just and a few things in general. I don't know if I'm actually going to do two videos, but at least y'all get one video because I have not uploaded in a while. So what up? What up? The Highwoods family for Case and anybody else that's watching me. Yeah, I haven't seen you in a while, Case. But that's enough of that. I'm about to get into what I'm actually about to talk about. Um, One more thing, I guess, is you could probably be hopefully plan. I'll be planning two videos. Um, First one is going to be on my world Smegolia and somewhat about Conworlding and world building in general. And the second one's going to be on Pegakibo, and it's a language. It's not my language. It's a conlang. You probably heard me talking about that before. But it's a conlang that somebody else made. So there's that. I'm gonna talk about it a little bit and why I like it. Um, I guess just before I start, uh, I say a few more things. I'm having technical difficulties with some of the websites, so I can't get them to load up. The main ones I'm having is actually my software, not my software, but my recording website that what was it, Screencast-O-Matic. That website is not working properly, and Wikia, which is actually where my world is at. So hopefully it'll start working in a while. And if you hear some background noise, it's just somebody cranking up a car. But anyway, let me get into it because I only have 15 minutes. And again, I know I keep saying before, this video is probably not gonna be for everybody. So if you, this might be a little boring. It's not super boring, but again, this is not like Star Wars or something like this. This is not something super exciting, but it's something that I enjoy. But anyway, without ado, here's the content. Okay, so this is my world Smegolia, and this is actually the timeline for it. So you probably already seen my earlier videos. You may or may not have, I don't know. But and I actually talked about a little bit about the lore of Smegolia. Now Smegolia, basically the quickest thing that I could that happened with it, and I guess I can actually go to here because TV tropes are still working. Is so Smegolia is just Conworlds, which I'm about to talk about what a Conworld is. Created by Tommy T, which is me, and the plot of it basically it starts with this god known as First God or Good God, and he got bored of just being by himself, so he created Smegolia, and basically he started slowly building up to make it kind of like Earth, and this happened in like 700 years. Then he made a second deity, which is kind of supposed to be like a brother or friend, and he's known as Second God or Bad God. Now, just kind of a note: they weren't evil or good before this event that's supposed to happen. I just named them that. It's hard to explain. You'll get what I'm trying to say. And after creating him, he gave him half the ownership of Smigolium. And everything was going good and dandy until Bad God basically betrayed Good God, took full ownership of it, and corrupted life on it. Because you got to realize he basically made a being that was basically as powerful as he was. And again, here's the side of it. Here's where it's actually this home is at, and this is Smegolia Wiki. Again, let me show you. Like it's kind of messed up. I can't really get to it, so it's kind of messed up. But whatever. Here's just a little timeline in it. There's like 6 ages. Creation age is where everything was created. The first age is kind of like the Stone Age. And it's also where their equivalent of the flood event happens. There's actually multiple events, but you know their equivalent of it. The second age is basically medieval and medieval times. Third third age is kind of like you know where Columbus was exploring and cowboys and all that good stuff. And then fourth age is basically like 60s, 20s, our modern age. And then I don't actually have it on here, but fifth age is like the future. And then sixth age is basically the apocalypse. So enough about Smegolia. Just look up Smegolia. SMEGOLIA. One more time, SMEGOLIA. If you want to look it up, again, you can just go on my channel because there's early videos about it. But a con world, a constructed world, and this is from TV Tropes. So here, how you spell it if you want to go here one day. Basically, a constructed world is a completely fictional setting, and rather than taking place in our world in the future, on another planet in our galaxy, or in an alternate history, it's just its own universe in a sense. So let me go through some examples. Like One Piece, which is actually my favorite anime, is a con world. Um, Chronicles of Narnia, Discworld, Wheels of Time. Probably y'all don't know half of this. Game of Thrones, The Song of Ice and Fire is a con world. It's a pretty famous one actually. Ace Combat, Elder Scrolls. A lot of these games they're con worlds. Basically, they're made up worlds, and that you can make up. And I actually love this. This is one of my favorite things to do. But the thing is that I actually have so many worlds that it's actually a shame. My main one right now is Smegolia that I'm trying to work on. I have another one which is I forgot the name of it, but it's in Pegakibo. I think it's like Rico Rebu or something like that. Sorry for the mispronunciation. Basically, it's Bowl World or World Bowl in Pegakibo. So there's that, and it's in that world is actually about a world in a giant bowl. Kind of odd, but again, I make odd con worlds. My first con world was Dust Planet, and it actually went through several stages. But the one that I did the most, worked on it the most, which I call it like middle Dust Planet, basically was about this planet smaller than an atom, and I talked about its universe that it was in a little bit, and it took place in this scientist's home or something like that. It was really weird. It was really weird, but I basically talked about the animals on it, the fucking physics for it, the how fucking matter was made, chemical reactions, the somewhat of the civilization, the history of it. So I went deep through it. Basically, that con world was for science and my love of science and stuff like that. Then I had another one which was called Felix Septim. I never really actually officially named it, but I just call it Felix Septim. Felix Septim's Adventure. And it takes too long for me to fully explain here. Basically, for the most part, it was this android, or what I call biological android, or this artificial life form named Felix Septim. He was basically like a praying mantis, and he lived in this giant mansion. Again, it's hard to explain, but basically, he was trying to fight this evil organization called the Capitol. And it was more inspired by pop culture. He had a little bit of science in it too, because I actually talked about their biology a lot, but I also talked about their history, conspiracy theories stuff. So it was more of the social pop culture stuff. That was the Felix Septim Adventures. And then Dust Planet was more the science and stuff. But again, my current world is Smegolia. It's kind of like Dust Planet in that it's sciencey, but it's really its aim was to be basically for this race, this creature that I have called Smegolians, which are based heavily on Golem or Smeagol from Lord of the Rings. In Lord of the Rings is also another con world. Uh, but it was basically for a platform for them to have their own world, because there wasn't another world that I had, and I wanted them to have their own world. And actually, I don't know what, I'll get in that later. But yeah, so there's that. And my plan is to make this really fucking detailed, to put a lot of effort into it. I actually encourage y'all guys to make your own worlds, like, whatever it could be about, it could be about cockroaches, that take over after the apocalypse. It could be about a redneck that explores the world. Those are really random examples, but basically, just make your own world, your own stories. But yeah, I'm planning to do Smegolia more. And this is us world building, which I'm actually talking about Conworlds world building. Now, world building is like what I just said it was. It's the process of creating a fictional universe. So there's a lot of examples of world building. There's Hunter x Hunter. There's one again, like I said, One Piece. Actually, I don't know if it's still up there. Uh, Good. Actually, there's Smeagollia. So I actually edited this in. Somebody corrected it because it was actually not the best, but good. But Smeagollia is again like that. My own world is a con world. So basically, con worlding, world building is just making your own worlds. So that's what I like about it. My favorite parts of it are basically the biological parts of it, the disasters. I'm not evil, but for some reason disasters and big events happening in my con world are awesome. Wars, again, I don't like wars in real life, but wars in con worlds are pretty interesting. I don't usually get into like too weird subjects like, dare I say it, pedophilia or rape or stuff, but I mean my worlds can get dark, so I mean Felix Septim I probably have to say is one of my darkest worlds. I mean, Smeagol is pretty dark too, but Felix Septim, like, I call it dark because they had drugs that made people go crazy. They had Killer Beast. They had, they had a lot of like this crazy effed up stuff in Smeagol, not Smeagolia, but Felix Septim. But there's that. So there's actually another site that I like to go to, which is Reddit Conworlding. So I keep saying Conworlding, but same difference. World building. So if any of y'all use Reddit, I don't know how many of y'all use Reddit. Go just look up world building. You know how to spell world. Hopefully, world building. Just look up world building Reddit, and there's all of the things about world building. L for the crossbow. Uh, there's actually even a world that's based off somebody's birthmark. Actually, earlier I seen one that they basically made the continents and a few islands of the world, and it was based on the rare on an iPhone case. You know where it reared down, like where the paint or whatever the material had kind of worn down. Well, that's actually what he based the continents on, and I think that was pretty neat. Um, Somebody biting off their own skin. I don't know about all that. Kind of looks like James Bond. Probably not, but probably was inspired by James Bond. That person. Some kind of Cthulhu looking beast. Superhero in training. Looks pretty interesting. Anime like I like that. I like anime. But like what I'm saying, basically, this is just kind of being about world building. So hope y'all enjoyed this. I'm sorry if it kind of sounded like I just rambled on a little bit. Um, Again, like I, it took me a while to actually get this video up. I haven't did a video in a while. Another thing, let me apologize for not uploading in a while. I'm sorry. I just hadn't really been motivated to upload that much. Uh, so there's that. Anyway, I'm sorry if it was a little boring. This is just what I was interested in. I encourage you in your free time, look up conworlding and world building. It's very interesting. So there's that. Also look up Smeagoli if you get a chance, and TV tropes, whatever. Everything that I looked up, that I went over in there, feel free to go look it up, obviously. So it's been your boy Tommy T, and Godspeed out.